BFD Player fans, welcome back. There is a brand new version to the free BFD Player. We're going to check it out right now. As you may have seen before, I have done a video on the BFD Player, and I love BFD for ultra realistic drums. The free core library has a beautiful Black Beauty snare in it, a lot of really useful presets with some gating, and you can adjust the punch in all of these. We're going to check out the new version, which has this brand new groove track builder here. If you're used to that kind of method for building your tracks, this will remind you a lot of that. And hey, it's free. So that's really cool. I'm going to play these with one of the new expansion packs, Vintage Rock. And Vintage Rock and 60s, 70s, maybe 80s sound. It's got a Glyn Johns preset in here, so if you're familiar with that miking technique. You got a bunch of presets, 70s soundtrack, heavy space. We're going to check these out. We're going to build a little groove too with the Groove Builder, the new track system down here, where you can kind of build your groove in the app and then drag it over to your DAW. We'll take a look at that as well. In case anyone ever wonders, when I'm recording these videos, I have my buffer size to 96. Usually I try to keep it around 64. To me, that's a really great buffer size between very little latency and performance. So, but I do usually, depending on the application, the sample library that I'm using, I go anywhere between 64, sometimes even up to 128. Just depends on what it is. Preset 70 soundtrack. Vintage Rock has this sort of classic 70s. Listen to that kick. Really sort of, dead and thuddy, which ubiquitous for the time. So, two great crashes. There is a China over here as well. So that is cool. Okay, so the snare is a Ludwig Jazz Festival snare, 14 by 5.5. And the two crashes, we got a Zildjian A custom crash, 16-inch, and a Zildjian A 19. And that China is a Zildjian K China Boy 19. The ride is a custom ride, 22-inch, quick beat hi-hat 14. So very classic. Yeah, Ludwig super classic high tom. This is sort of a classic 70s kit here. First preset we got here is 70 soundtrack. I love this Ludwig kit here. Check that thud from the kick. So a typical 70s feel to that one, that 70s soundtrack. So let's go over to heavy space. As before, chokes are working if you're playing this on a kit. Let's check out the Glyn Johns preset. So if you're unfamiliar, honestly, usually I don't get these wacky preset names. Usually this one just rang a bell. Based on the Glyn Johns miking technique, which I don't know the exact details of, but it's, sort of it's like a triangulation of your microphone setup where you got maybe one or two direct on the kit and then one or two overheads, and that's it. Great chokes. You do have that choking sound as well. Very useful. This one's called Light Touch. Light touch, a lot of very metallic snare there. That's the light touch. Let's go to original mix. This must be as close to the natural sound with everything at 0 as they can go. Give you guys an idea of the velocity here. My doubles aren't that great, but we'll try. This whole download was 5 gigs for the Vintage Rock add-on. So again, like the core library, which was also 5 gigs, there's a lot of velocity layers. No round robins in the classical sense, but you have so many velocity layers that as long as you're having that human eyes on, you're good to go for realism. You should not have any machine gunning. I mean, to me, that sounds like you just mic'd up your kit in a studio somewhere, and that's the raw track right there. I mean, BFD and Superior Drummer 3 that are, you know, when you're talking raw samples, it's those guys, you know. So we're gonna check out one more here. What's poppin'? Steely Dan thing or what? So this is the new thing in the new version of the player. It's got all these grooves here, but it's got the new groove builder down here, which allows you to construct all of these in the app and then drag that over to your DAW when you're done. So for instance, let's play along with this little 80s lover here, which is the Phil Collins song, Easy Lover, I assume. So you can drag these pieces down. This is the chorus. All right, so these grooves are, they feel great. They sound like they're played by a human. And so you got fills here. Let's try some fills here. Phil Collins fills. Here's fill 1. Okay, you kind of get a feel if you know that song. You kind of know where they're at here. Here's fill 2. Yeah, I'm gonna go, let's play the entire chorus bit, and then we'll go through those 2 fills. And let's go ahead and construct a, let's go to the bridge. So you got your bar numbers here, chorus, fill, 1 bar each, and then you got a few bars of the bridge. We're gonna play that. All right, so you kind of get a feel for how that works, and then when you're done building your track in the app, you can select all of these and drag it over to your DAW. BFD Player is it's an institution almost in its short lifespan, but in the realm of the internet and music software, it's been around a while, even though it's not that long. There's a lot of history there, a lot of quality there, and I love how they're reintroducing a lot of these amazing high quality samples through this sort of streamlined apparatus that they have here with the BFD Player. And the free entry point is awesome. Check it out. It's completely free to get the core library up and running. You get the new track builder and the new version. So check it out. It's free. You know, I don't get paid anything if you do it. I don't get paid anything if you don't do it. For your benefit, check this out. It's really cool. And guys, if you enjoy this kind of content, please consider giving me a like on the video and subscribe. I've got so many videos coming up. It's crazy. I have so many libraries that you guys have never heard of. There's so many that you have heard of. There's so many that have never been played on electronic drums before. Definitely subscribe to check those out. And if you're into this kind of if you're into free drums, check out this video right here where I compare eDrums free and Crim free, both awesome free drums that are sort of metal based. And take care.